Okay, so hi guys, I'm Jen. Sorry you had to see me like start my camera. My stupid little clicker thing's not working. I don't know, the battery's not dead. It's just not picking up with the camera. Anyways, so this is the first video of a series of videos that I want to do about being in union with your twin flame. I'm gonna kind of cleanse the air. I'm very fidgety because most people, the YouTube people that I follow don't even do like videos. They use the tarot videos there. It's like on their hands and stuff and just what they're doing. But I wasn't camera shy when I was little. I'm sure it'll take a few videos and then I'll get back in the swing of that. So, and if I fumble on my words, I apologize. Like I'm like, "Ooh," like a deer in headlights. So anyways, I wanted to do, this is just like a test run to start and just like get this video out there and circulating. But I mean, my story, I could write a book on everything that I've been through on this journey. And there's like so many different things on the journey. It's not just being in union with your twin flame. It's all the childhood, the inner child stuff and healing and just the healing process in general. So I'm like so excited to share stories because I'm a very open person. And for me, like talking about stuff helps to heal too. So it'll be good for me to a sense, as long as you guys like it too. And I would love to talk to other people. But so the twin flame, right? I've known my twin flame for 11 years. At the time, definitely did not know, but I was back in the summer of 2010. I was seeing a guy, and then he and I stopped seeing each other, and he got back with his ex-girlfriend. So I was single at the time. I can say that. I was out at this bar with some friends, and there was this guy playing pool, and we kept like making eye contact with each other. And, eventually he came over and talked to me. And I just remember like joking around being like, "Are you even old enough to be drinking?" Cause he looked like a baby. And we just kept in touch over the years. Nothing like anything bad. It was just always like friendly and casual. Well, that night at the bar, we did make out. We did make out at the bar. It was out of nowhere too. It was just like the weirdest thing ever. It's like we had known each other forever, and we were just like magnets. It was just like boom, like that, And so it was crazy. So anyways, to say whether I'm in union, we are in union to a sense. We're living in separate states right now. We were supposed to move together, but there's just some inner child work for both of us that still needs to be done. So we are currently living in different states. We communicate every day, but there's just a lot of healing that needs to get done, which is why I wanted to do this video, because it's challenging. Like at first it's like, woohoo, fairy tale romance. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom. You're like, it's just like a dead hole. And then it's like Triggerville, like trigger. I should not say that. That did not, people could misconstrue it. So it's like triggers, just constant triggers, especially if neither of you have done any work. It's like, I never realized how much my childhood really did play a role on my adult life. And I had to just had no idea. So I got started on my journey. It was after I started my journey that I really, really realized that we were twin flames. Because my energy healer, I have an amazing energy healer. She's amazing. You'll hear me talk about her a lot. Her name is Melody. She's like a second mom to me. I've done a lot of work with her. She is like, has seen me excel on this journey. And I'll go into a video on how I met her too, and her daughter, because the universe works in mysterious ways. But basically, I was a hairstylist, and her daughter had come in to get her hair done, and I met her daughter first, and so her daughter, oh my God, her brother, the daughter, because it's Melody's son. He had just recently committed suicide. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like the universe put you in my chair. I totally understand. I lost my brother to suicide. It was like 3 years prior to that. So we related, like we talked about stories. And even to this day, like it took, am I fully healed past that trauma of my brother's suicide? Absolutely not. But now that I'm more in tune, I've always been a spiritual person, but now that I'm more in tune, I always know that he's there. He loves to mess with me. And it's not as hard or sad for me as it was. And that's also a lot of healing that I did with this journey. So Basically that's like, I did her daughter's hair first, and then a year later, her mom came in and sat in my chair, and it was a very interesting, surreal, like so cool experience, because she had done tarot and stuff like that, and I was always fascinated with that. So I was like, I'm really spiritual too, but I don't really know much, and I'm learning. And so we talked about it, and she asked me about my brother and stuff like that. But long story short, we're here to talk about twins right now. My brother came through with her, and she normally didn't do that sort of stuff. But while she was trying to enjoy, relax, getting her hair done, but my brother wouldn't leave her alone. So my brother is the reason why I started on my journey. So we'll start with, okay, I met my twin flame 11 years ago. And we kept in touch and all that stuff, and I already told you the details, or at least I hope I did, because my mind goes a million miles a minute. I'll be talking about one thing and I'm like, ooh, butterfly, so I get sidetracked. So bear with me, people. I promise. Once I get like out of the nervousness and I get in the flow of doing these videos, it's going to be great. Being in union with your twin flame, when we finally did get together, it was amazing. And then, in every relationship, the honeymoon phase goes away. Oh my God. And so, and at first it's not that bad. It's just like, you're just like, oh, certain things start to trigger you. And, he and I are very stubborn. We're like two peas in a pod. And the funny thing about that is I'm into astrology. I don't know a whole lot about astrology. I'm learning that too. But, I am a Taurus sun and Aquarius rising with a Cancer moon. And now he is an Aquarius sun with a Taurus rising and a Libra moon. And you think like us having the opposite sun and rising, it would be perfect, right? We are. It's like a yin and a yang, but we're equally stubborn in both being fixed signs. It's just not good. It can be, but there's so many challenges that you have to get past. So basically I started doing the inner child work. I really wanted to heal because I was like, I want to be a light worker. I want to heal people. I can relate and talk to people. I'm a very, very easy person to talk to. I'm like an open book. So it's very easy for me to talk. And there's going to be a series of stories you guys are going to hear. And like, there's going to be ups and downs and all that stuff. And just crazy. Sometimes maybe I give too much information. I have no idea, but I'm an open book, but that's my way of healing. Everybody has their own ways of healing. Now, see, he is more introvert. He doesn't talk about anything. So even like sometimes I'll be like, oh, tell me about this, because like when you start dating somebody, they're like your best friend. So you want to hear about their past and you want to tell them about your past. You want to share all these things because, you're in a relationship. They're supposed to be your best friend. So for me, it's very easy. For him, it's not. He finds it weird. I'd be like, oh, tell me about your ex-girlfriend. Cause I'm really I am such a loving person that if 20 years ago, if you'd ask me if somebody did me wrong, I'd be like, oh my God, I hate them, blah, 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 blah. But now I'm such a peaceful, I've always been peaceful and happy, but now it's just like, I'm like, thank you for the lessons I learned, and I move on. I don't hold any ill will against anybody. I wish everybody the best of luck. And so he, on the other hand, is not like that. He's got a lot of pent up anger that he needs to deal with. And it's like, it's childhood trauma. I mean, he was abandoned by his mom, which I was like, hey, I can relate to that. I haven't seen my real dad since I was 3.5 years old. He hasn't really been a part of my life. He hasn't been around. And one of the things that we clicked is, because we both said, well, how can you miss somebody that was never around, right? Thinking that. I'm like, yeah, I feel the exact same. Until you start doing your inner child work and you start healing. And twin flames are meant to push you to heal. It's like, if you want the fairy tale romance, you find a soulmate. If you want to grow, as painful as it is, you find your twin flame. And some people don't understand that dynamic. So during this beginning of my journey, I'm like, can I please find my soul family? I want to find my soul family. And, other people that are like this. And there's people like, if you don't believe in twin flames, don't watch these things, whatever. Some people don't believe in twin flames. I personally do. That's my personal preference. I'm very open-minded. I listen to other people's, opinions about things and stuff like that. But I I see the beauty in everything, and I understand both sides of the story, right? You would think I was a Libra, like balancing the scales, but like, it's like, I may be stubborn in one point, but I love learning. I love learning about people. I love learning about cultures. I just love to learn about so many things. So I like to absorb a lot. And then sometimes, since I've been doing all this healing, retaining the information has been a little challenging, but it's like, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. There's a lot of stuff I have to process through and heal. So, I'm really excited to start talking about like twin flame stories. I really hope this helps. I want to help a lot of people, because, you know, twin flame, it's painful, and people around you, like, and that's what I want to start, like something where people can talk about it and, come to me and talk to me about it, and I can give advice and, do that sort of thing, because it is challenging. It's hard, and it's very painful. And then when you have a trigger, and like for me, sometimes like I'm just like, wow, the whole world is ending, and I cry and stuff like that, versus him, he's very quiet. He can be explosive, but he's very quiet and reserved. And then, you know, it's like when there's a fight, it's like silent and like, oh my God, we got to talk about this, blah, 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 blah. And then what's he doing? Why isn't he calling? And it's like that fear of abandonment. It triggers, it's just like abandonment, like fear and all of that stuff. And you're just like, that's when I really learned that like my childhood really did take its toll on me. And so does his now. And I try to get him to talk about it, but it's like one of those things, you know, nobody ever wants to hear the person that they love tell them what to do. I don't like being told what to do by anybody. I do not like being told what to do. No, it's not good for me. Nor is it for him. So see, we have a lot of similarities, but also polar opposites. Like he's the yin to my yang, you know what I mean? Or like, well, I guess I'm the yin and the male is the yang. I can't remember. See, that's what I'm talking about, retaining information. But it's like we balance each other out, but until we get all of that work done, it's just like constant, just like butting heads, and you're just like, oh my God. And then it's like there's been times where we've tried to separate, and it's like, okay, fine, let's part ways. And it's just like magnets. It's like you can't. I'm getting through things now because I'm learning to love myself. And it's like, if I don't love myself, how am I ever going to love anybody else? You know, it's like that's the number one thing that I am working on, along with all of the trauma. But I'm learning to love myself, and it's getting easier. So it's like when we fight and stuff like that, or when we disagree and then we don't talk, it's just like, it's like a piece of your soul is missing. It's like that hole in your heart. You're just like, oh my God. And I've had pain and I've had breakups and I've done that before, but it's different. It's so different. I don't know how to to pinpoint it exactly. Maybe I'll eventually figure out a analogy but it's unreal. I can't even give you a word to describe it right now. But, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And you always have that unconditional love. But I'm beginning to realize, you know, the more and more I've been, you know, realizing this the past few months about that unconditional love. And I'm like, yes, I have unconditional love. But the more healing I do, I'm like, well, really, I don't. It's like unconditional love with expectations and restrictions, kind of. So I'm still like, and hopefully you guys can see me grow too throughout this journey that I want to do with you guys. And but the whole reason why I wanted to start this channel is because when I first started, and then once I found out we were twin flames, then it's like, okay, well, I want to watch tarot because I love tarot. And I started watching tarot on twin flames, and it's always like twin flames in separation. Nobody ever really does twin flames in union, right? But whenever there's problems, you want to watch the tarot on twin flames because you're like, well, we're having problems. We're separated. What's the challenges? What's the triggers? What's going on? What's he thinking? What's he thinking? What's he thinking? What's she thinking? You know, back and forth. So it's, I was like, I should start a channel talking about what it's like to be in union, because so many people want to be in union with their twin. And if neither of you done the work, it's gonna be hard to survive. It really is. At first, no, it's gonna be amazing. You're just gonna be like, oh my God, a piece of my soul. Like, I feel like you. I mean, him and I order our bean burritos from Taco Bell the same. I'll never forget that day. I was like, I order my burritos the exact same way. It was like, no onions, extra red sauce. And I was just like, oh my God. And even like when I don't drink anymore. I'm 8 months sober. Not that I was ever an alcoholic, but it was a personal choice and for healing. And I'll talk about that because that's a whole nother mental game too. But even like when we like Coronas with no lime, it's just like, whoa, like holy crap. But I'm getting off track here. But like it's amazing. But then once you fall in love and you're already sucked in and those triggers start happening, it's very challenging. I can't say that my triggers, for him, I definitely caused a lot of those with insecurities, which he had already had. So I kind of added on to that. And that's like, I'll get into that in a separate video. Because us coming into union wasn't just like, oh, hey, let's date. It's a very messy situation. But like I said, that's for another video. But I really hope to get some feedback, you guys. If you guys have negative stuff to say, don't even comment, because I've been researching and watching a lot of my friends, and I have a really amazing, I follow a lot of amazing readers on YouTube. I have an amazing girlfriend. She's part of my soul family, actually. We went to hair school together, and that was 16 years ago. And here we are on this like spiritual journey at the same time together again. And we are part of the same soul family. She's a soulmate. And see, that's where soulmates aren't always lovers. Soulmates are friends. Some of your family members, just people you've spent past lives with. But what I'm saying is, one thing that I noticed with some of these readers, people feel to want to create the negativity or try to tell you, you should do this or you should do that and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. It's like, I have a potty mouth. It's my fucking channel. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. That's all I gotta say about that. And if you're gonna write something negative, I'm gonna delete it because I'm trying to keep a positive, high vibe for all these awakened twins, because the world is waking up and we have a mission to fulfill. Like, we have stuff to do. And the more twin flames we can get, raise up their energy, like the better we can do for this world. So anyways, I will shoot another video. I think I'll start it off. It's going to be like a little book. I mean, I could write, it's like going to be like a video diary. I'm excited. So the first video I'll do is probably about how we met. And then, I'll go through like the years after, and then when we came in. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I would love for you guys to reach out to me and tell me how you feel about it, because it's so beautiful. Without pain, there can't be growth. And there's times where you just want to give up, and not all twins are meant to be in union either. So keep that in mind. And like I said, it's like everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be amazing. My twin. And it's fucking hard. It's very hard unless both of you have done the work. And what I'm realizing with my twin is I'm up here and he's here. So it's really challenging right now because I'm vibing high and he's just kind of down here. So our challenge is I need him to come up here so we can, it's like, then we can start moving together. But I can't do the work for him. And until he decides that he wants to do that work to love himself, he's going to stick here. But no hard feelings, love him, love him. But I have to keep moving forward. I can't wait. I've got shit to do on this planet. I have a mission. And I'm a healer. I'm a light worker. I wouldn't say healer. I'm a light worker. I am a light worker. And I am such a high energy person. And I love to talk to people and I love to meet people. And I'm wild, I'm crazy, and I realize that even when I don't drink, I'm just as fun as when I did. Like I said, that's another video though. But yeah, I hope to get some subscribers and enjoy the journey with you guys, and that we can get some stories together and some healing done. So again, sorry, my clicker's broken, so you're gonna see me click this off. Bye guys, love and light.